We begin with wrestling, a fantastic one. She's a wrestler that we respect a lot in Nigeria. The Ondo State born Odunayo, Adekuoroye, who is in her first Olympic medal in Paris. That is Paris Olympics 2024. The last time out in Japan, Tokyo 2020, she did not get any medal. Disappointing one for her, but this time around, she's fully prepared, having buried her mom just a few weeks ago, and now she said that the bereave of her mother's death, the trauma is behind her. She's fully prepared for the Paris 2024 Olympics that will happen next year. And for Odunayo Adekuoroye, she says she wants to win an Olympic gold medal. She's a 3 times Commonwealth gold medalist, African champion, name it. She has won everything when it comes to, but that Olympic medal is the one she's looking forward to add to the number of medals she has won in her career. And it's a good one that will have Odunayo, who qualified for the wrestling sport for Paris 2024 during the World Wrestling Championship that happened in Serbia, where she defeated world number one, but she lost to, I beg your pardon, she lost to world number one Sinatara in the quarterfinal, but she won her bronze medal game to get the automatic ticket to Paris 2024. All right, if Anthony Ahize is ready all the way from Imo State, he will be joining us live via Zoom from Owerri this lovely morning on the program. If he's ready, we'll bring him on. All right, for Odunayo Adekuoroye, she's a fantastic fighter. She's loved by everyone around her in Nigeria, and she's one wrestler that with determination, whenever she steps on the mat, you see that determination, you see everything in her. She gives everything within her power to see that she writes her name in gold, and that is what she's doing right now. She's actually prepared to go to Paris 2024 and win an Olympic gold medal, silver medal, or bronze medal. Anyone out of the three will be a fantastic one, will be a thing of joy for Odunayo Adekuoroye, the Ondo State-born wrestler. Fantastic fighter, like I said. If you watch her, you know that yes, she's slim, but if you that her stature doesn't mean that she doesn't have the firepower, the willpower in her to actually go for the kill whenever she's on the mat. And she's a very strong fighter. I could remember in the National Sports Festival in Edo State 2020, she was fantastic representing Ondo State in that particular event where she won gold. So let's see how it goes. We have just months away from the Paris 2024 Olympics. Then we'll be seeing our Nigerian athletes. Good, we've qualified in wrestling. We've qualified in almost 6 sports for the Paris 2024 Olympic Games. If the Super Falcons are able to surmount the hurdles of the Indomitable Lionesses, then it will be the 7th sport that Nigeria will qualify for the Paris 2024 Olympics, while other qualifications are still lined up for next year before the event kickoff next year in Paris. And it's a good one that will have all our athletes gearing up and getting ready for that big event in Paris. All right, let's leave wrestling and quickly look at this particular story where the Customs Ladies of Nigeria finished 5th in the inaugural Africa Women's Basketball League. They did so well. They did in that particular competition. One lady out of the team, came Akaraewe, the team captain, fantastic basketballer. She did all she can to see that the border girls, as they are called, finished 5th in that particular competition. They lost to Sporting Alexandria, that's the host team, in the quarterfinals. But in the classification games, they were able to win Equity Banks of Kenya, and they came 5th in the rankings, and it came in Karaewe. She ranked 44 ranking there for all of her exploits in that particular competition. That is the custom ladies who represented Nigeria in the inaugural FIBA, that is FIBA African Women's Basketball League, this first edition, and the qualification series, though we didn't make it to the competition proper, but finishing 5th is a good one. I don't know if Antonia Hize is ready all the way from Imo State to join us on the show. Okay, when he's ready, he will come up on the show, and we'll have him live with us. Though for the customs ladies, they are due back to the country after that sojourning, and the coach Abraham Mohammed is happy with the ladies because he said they actually played to the expectations. We might say, sincerely speaking, we might say they didn't get to the semi-finals or quarter-final. The semi-finals, they lost out in the quarter-finals. But if you look at it all, I think the girls gave a very good account of themselves. Expectations were high. At the end of the day, they didn't disappoint. Getting to the quarter-finals for the first time of asking is a good one. I believe the next time out, when a Nigerian team will go there to the African Women's Basketball League, either Customs Ladies, First Bank, the Elephant Girls, as they are called, MFM Ladies, whichever team who is going to represent Nigeria, I believe they must have learned a lot. And if Customs goes back again and the next edition, well, they might just do better than the first time of asking. All right, let's leave basketball and quickly talk about the round leader game. But let's look at this interesting story. It happened yesterday evening, where the news came up, and it was a surprising one to a lot of football fans in Nigeria, where Fatai Osho, the Akwa United coach, resigned his position as the coach of that team after not getting the maximum result they actually needed. They are 17th on the Nigerian Premier League football table, which Fatai says, okay, it seems the fortunes are not changing, and he just have to throw in the towel and resign his position as the head coach of Akwa United, a team based in Uyo. And he actually thanked the chairman of that team, that is talking about the Paul Bassi, who actually gave every support to Fatai Osho to succeed after he left Rivers United as an assistant coach, going to Akwa United to become the first team coach, the head coach of the team. But at the end of the day, that union didn't go down well, and he just had to throw in the towel. He left the team, right, like I said, on the 17th position of the Nigerian Premier League football table, which is not where they really want to be. But at the end of the day, I think it takes courage for a man to actually do what Coach Fatai Osho did right now, because they have had faith in him. They expected him to change the fortunes, but the results were not coming his way, and he's just had to resign and leave in that position for another person to come and take over. And maybe between now and Thursday, tomorrow, we might just see a replacement for Coach Fatai Osho in Akwa United. They have an engagement in March the 15th of the Nigerian Premier League, Premier Football League on Thursday. So let's see who is going to replace Fatai Osho in Akwa United, which is a fantastic one and good one for a man of his integrity. Leaving that position speaks volume. Let's see how where he will go next, and let's see how Akwa United will fare. They are, like I said, they are 17th on the Nigerian Premier League football table. Maybe their fortunes might just change when the actions of March the 15th for them comes up tomorrow. So let's see what will happen with Fatai Osho and then Akwa United. All right, let's see, talking about the round leader game. Now let's move over to the women's football. We have actions also lined up in March day 6 of the Nigerian Women's Football League, NWFL. We have the two groups, Group A and B, and actions are lined up in both groups. We have 8 teams in group, as in 8 teams in all, but both Group A's for 4 teams. We have Nasarawa Amazons in in Group A against Confluence Queens. That game will come up at the Lafia Township Stadium. Heartland Queens of Owerri will play Danas Ladies. That game is bid for Dan Ayam Stadium in Owerri, that is Imo State, and Royal Queens will do battle with Adamawa Queens. Those are games lined up in Group A of the Match Day 6 of the Nigerian Women's Football League. And if Anthony Ahize is ready to join us, he is the media officer of Heartland Queens, so he's going to tell us more about Heartland Queens fixture against their opponent. All right, in Match Day 6 for Group B, we have Sunshine Queens against Remo Stars Ladies. That is a Southwest derby. Rivers Angels against Ekiti Queens, the newly promoted team, Ekiti Queens, and then Edo Queens will play Delta Queens. That is another South-South, that is another derby, a South-South derby. That is the Niger Delta battle between these two teams. They are just neighbors, and they are powerhouses when it comes to women's football. So at the Samuel Ogbomudia Stadium, that is where that game will take place between Delta Queens and Edo Queens of Benin. Samuel Ogbomudia Stadium is located in Benin, Edo State. And the FC Robo Queens of Lagos will lock horns with Bayelsa Queens of Yenagoa. So these are matches lined up in Match Day 6 of the Nigerian Women's Football League. Interesting fixtures. The Women's League, you can catch some of those actions live on the screen. You can just stream those games, and you just have to stream those games and see what these ladies are doing when it comes to the round leader game. I can tell you, massive improvement in the Nigerian Women's Football League. After 3 years, they are back on the screen. The first time they are on the screen, you can stream those games live, and you get the feel of the actions that will happen in all of the match venues. Just one match is bid for Thursday, and let's see, that is the Abia Angels games. So let's see how those games will pan out today at the Lafia Township Stadium. If you're in Lafia, if you're in Abuja, you can go just watch the Nasarawa Amazons against their opponent. And then if you are in Lagos, go to Nikon Stadium in Lagos and catch some actions of Robo Queens of Lagos. All right, let's quickly leave that story. It was a good one and fantastic one for Manchester City. We know that the Club World Cup is ongoing, and for the first time of asking, their first time playing in the FIFA Club World Cup engagement, they defeated Urawa Red Diamonds of Japan 3-0 in that. Kovacic getting one of the goals for Manchester City. For Kovacic, he's not new to the Club World Cup. He's been there with Real Madrid when they won it, when they won the Champions League, and they also won the Club World Cup. So I think they needed his experience after that 2-2 draw against Crystal Palace. After that 2-2 draw against Crystal Palace over the weekend in the English Premier League. So they have to just quickly get this result, and they will be playing the finals against the Brazilian side Fluminense on Friday. And Fluminense is one strong team from the South American. So let's see if Manchester City is going to win the Club World Cup for the very first time. The first time they won the Champions League, and now they are in the finals of the FIFA Club World Cup. And congratulations to Manchester City, but Erling Haaland and Kevin De Bruyne were not part of the team that actually defeated Urawa Diamonds of Japan. They sat out and watching what others would do. Let's see how the finals will come up on Friday between Manchester City and FC Fluminense of Brazil. Let's not forget also, both sides have those who have won this Club World Cup before. For Fluminense, we have Marcelo is there, who has won the Champions League with Real Madrid on 5 occasions with Real Madrid. So he's there, and Kovacic is with Manchester City. So both players will come up against each other on Friday in the finals of the FIFA Club World Cup. And for our own African representative, Al Ahly, after they defeated Al Ittihad of Saudi Arabia, they lost their game to Fluminense, and now it's for the 4th time of asking, they couldn't get to the finals. Let's see what happened in the 3rd place match between Al Ahly and Urawa Diamonds of Japan. All right, let's leave that. There were cup games in Europe top 5 leagues. We had games in the in English Football League, that is Carabao Cup, that is in England. I know Chelsea fans are happy for what happened last night, and let's quickly look at the result of the in the English Football Cup. We have Everton and Fulham. They played 1-1. Fulham triumphed 7-6 on penalties after it ended 1-1 between them and Everton. And then Port Vale lost to Middlesbrough 3-0 in the quarterfinals. Fulham is through to the semi-finals, and Middlesbrough also is through to the semi-finals. Chelsea and Newcastle did play, and it was 1-1 in regulation time. Chelsea left it late, 90 plus. That was when they got the equalizer at Stamford Bridge, and ended 4-2 on penalties in favor of Chelsea. I think the fortunes are beginning to smile on Chelsea right now after they had some awful outing in the league. Let's see how they will fare in the semi-final of the English Football League, that is the Carabao Cup, formerly called the Carling Cup. So let's see what will happen in the semi-finals. For Fulham, they are through. Middlesbrough are through. Chelsea are true. We are waiting for one other team, which that game will be coming up later tonight. That though we'll give you the fixtures in the evening show. That is it in the English Football League. We also have some other cup games in Italy. The Italian Coppa. We have game in the Italian Coppa where Frosinone defeated Napoli 4-0 at the Diego Armando Maradona Stadium. Right there in Italy. It wasn't a good one for Victor Osimhen. Walter Mazzarri Varaskelia, Walter Mazzarri, the new coach, was hammered 4-0 in his first outing after coming back to join Napoli in the Italian Coppa in Italy, where it's just not too good for Napoli. They were having some highs and they're having some lows as it stands. One of their lows happened last night where they lost to a team, a team for a team that just got newly promoted to the Italian Serie A this season. They lost to them at their own home ground. 4-0 that game ended in favor of Frosinone. All right, stick in Europe. Let's quickly look at the Women's Champions League that will be happening tonight. The Women's Champions League games are ongoing. We have games in Group C and D. But let's quickly look at those fixtures for Group C. We have Ajax Women who will play FC Bayern Munich Ladies and Roma Femminile against PSG Feminines. These are games lined up in Group C. And then in Group D, we have our own Nigerian player who will be coming up to action, the player that won the Golden Globe for Africa, the best goalkeeper on the continent of Africa. That's for women. Haken Women will play Chelsea Women, and then Real Madrid Femino. The first leg they lost to Paris FC. That is Chiamaka Nadozie's team, and Chiamaka Nadozie saving a penalty in that particular game in the first leg. Let's see what will happen right there in Real Madrid tonight when Paris FC will be away to Real Madrid Feminino in the Women's Champions League. So it's just it's looking good for Chiamaka Nadozie, and we'd expect her to also win the European Golden Globes for women. If everything goes well for her and if she gets the voting, she might just scoop that award in addition to winning the African Women's Goalkeeper of the Year. For Chiamaka Nadozie, she's a fantastic player, good player, and we respect her, we love her, we love what she's doing, and she is also the assistant deputy captain for Super Falcons. At some point, since the ageless Onomebi is not there, she's standing in some game, and Rashidat Ajibade, she's also an assistant, like I said, assistant coach for the Super Falcons. All right, that is where we'll leave it on the show. We are sorry that Antonia Hize, the media officer for Heartland Queens FC of Owerri, couldn't join us on the show. Maybe he will join us on the evening show. All right, that is where we'll leave it on Sports Update, 360 Sports from Trust TV. I am Emmanuel Fashimi.
Sarki ta shiga gaba, Pilas ta shiga gaba, ƙarshen tika-tika ya zama tik. Abba
Adam Musa, number 40 jersey of Kano Pillars, heading in a cross from Ibrahim Babao, who was introduced in this second half.